Is Cowboy Bebop racist? No. Alright, that's the video. See you next time. Oh, you wanted a more in-depth answer? Well, let me restart the video real quick. Is Cowboy Bebop racist? Well, no, but it's complicated. Now, I've watched some anime in my day, and like many around the world, I too am captivated by the stories it can tell, the thoughts they can provoke, but more specifically, my favorite part of anime are the characters it creates. And the plot, of course. They come in all shapes and sizes, infinite backgrounds, and this is all stemming from what I presume to be Japanese culture and where the writer grew up in. But when you look back at the culture that might be quite foreign to anime and Japanese culture in general, that being black culture, the waters get a little murky.
Egg-led murderer! Hold your fire! This man isn't black! What? It's Commander Trump!
Now don't get me wrong, there are plenty of awesome black characters that I look up to, especially my first real dad, Piccolo.
Bitchin'. Oh, bitch! Get out the way! Get out the way, bitch! Get out the way!
But right now we gotta talk about this shit. Now after years of procrastination, I finally watched Cowboy Bebop and I thought it was an amazing show. I thought it was very refreshing, thought-provoking, and an overall excellent show. But there's something off about episode 17 titled Mushroom Samba. In this episode, the crew has been without food for 2 days and has run out of fuel. They crash land on a nearby planet and task Ed to go get something to eat. Simple enough. As Ed embarks on... Hold up. Her first solo mission, she gets to a watermelon stand but can't buy anything. In comes Exhibit A, a sexy bodacious cowboy looking for a particular man. Now this woman, who just so happens to be black, also happens to be buying watermelon. Now we all know the stereotype of the relationship between black people and watermelon. I personally am not quite fond of it, but you know, goddamn it, niggas love watermelon, so I'm gonna let that one slide. But if we cut to the next scene with her, she gets stopped by the cops. Now, even though they are looking for a black male, they inexplicably stop a woman and demanded that they look into her trunk. And once they get into the trunk, they found Ed and watermelon. And then they arrest her instantly, no questions asked. So we got black chick buying watermelon, racial profiling, police brutality, and on top of that, her name is Coffee, one of the blackest drinks known to man. The next character that they introduced is Shaft. Now, if you don't know what Shaft is referencing, it's a 1971 movie remade in 2019 starring Samuel Jackson about a cat who's known to be a bad mother named Shaft. So of course, they got this man sporting an afro, cheap suit, and an itchy trigger finger. So in my eyes, the writers are literally referencing a movie, which is a-okay with me. But then that all gets thrown out the window when the third black character introduced, named Nymano, turns out to be the person police and Coffee were looking for. And you guessed it, he's a drug dealer who grows mushrooms out of his ship, which is probably referencing another leafy product that typically is sold by stereotypical drug dealers named, you guessed it, Deshaun. But you know what's the most, you know what? That ain't even the worst part, because the last piece of evidence is so blatant but so subtle, nobody would ever notice it. The first song played in the show when Ed embarks on her first quest features a nice groovy funky beat played at different times during the show to set the mood. But if you look at the song, I kid you not, I cannot make this up. The name of the song is literally called Chicken Bone. Oh my God, did they? Jesus. They named the song Chicken Bone and played it. I can't get over. Now, this leads us all the way back to the original question. Is this racist though? Well, the definition of racist is prejudice, discrimination, or antagonism directed against someone of a different race based on the belief that one's race is superior to another. This doesn't fall in that category because these are simply stereotypes of black people, but not racist stereotypes. Who doesn't like watermelon? The writers probably like Shaft, so they put it in the show. And the mushroom shenanigans were hilarious in this show, and definitely a highlight. At the end of the day, I liked the episode, But y'all see where I'm coming from. You see where I'm coming from, right? Like, come on, come on. Well, thank you for watching and see you next time where I probably am making a JoJo video.